Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Oh, how pretty. Look at the snowflakes falling in the background as I start the reading. It looks pretty from your side. I've been shoveling snow for 2 days now. I'm tired of shoveling snow. Anyways, you please enjoy the beautiful ambiance, the visual ambiance taking place behind me. Aquarius, we're getting back into the zodiac this week. I'm kind of throwing it around where I might do like a full week of zodiacs, and then I might hop into a full week of collectives again. Just kind of like bouncing around. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Or you're like, oh, I need Aquarius every week. Just let me know. Let me know. Or sometimes I might just do what I feel like doing. So no, I've already pulled out some wild unknown oracle cards for your energy. The theme of your reading, Aquarius, excuse me. The theme of your reading is once you think you know, look more. Once you think you've gone deep enough, go deeper. Once you think you've reached the bottom, get a sharper tool. Like literally, I don't know what it's about. I only have 3 oracle cards out. We'll get into the tarot, but it's still, I want to say this message just could be very open-ended and to take it that way. Like it's almost as if there is no end to the possibilities. There's no end to the depth. There's no end to the creativity. It is just like, and if you think, maybe some of you, maybe you feel like you've hit some type of creative block, or you think you know everything that there is to know in a topic. Okay, so this is your fucking problem. It's the golden egg. So this is my fun little, that's where I ask, what is your fucking problem? What the fuck is your problem? Mine is snow. It's pretty, but it's getting me into shape. I'll say that. The golden egg, it's got like so many different messages that come in with it often, but you know, especially with the other cards that have come out that you'll see in a second, there's a very, like, it's so specific here. And right, I also like, there's these geometric patterns that start to take form on the surface of this golden egg. So the geometric patterns are starting to take surface, but it's kind of like, well, the problem is that's all you're seeing. It's like to look inside the egg. It's almost like the egg is presenting itself to me in your reading like it's the first time you've ever seen an egg. Wow. And this egg is interesting because like there's color variation in it, or the way the light hits the egg, you can see different shimmers and different changes from yellow to orange and amber, but there's also all these geometric shapes. So, and it's nestled in, like, there on the surface, there's so much here to see in this, but like part of it, so it's kind of like, well, that's your problem. You're kind of like almost mesmerized by the surface too. Again, I don't know what that means. It could be of your life. It could be of like looking like maybe you're even doing something in life and you feel like, you know what, this is really mundane. What is my life? Like, what difference am I making in the world? And it's like even something as, I don't know, I want to call it as simple as that, but in the most mundane approach possible, is that, no, you need to look much deeper here. If you look much deeper, if you look for details that you weren't, you know, expecting to see, you're gonna start to see those details. And so how can you fix this? Because your problem is this. It could too be like even trying to, because this is my 3D egg. This is when we take all those other eggs that are in this deck, we've gone through the processes of those eggs. This is the one that materializes into the 3D. So it could be getting something here to materialize into the 3D. It could be a golden opportunity. It could be something that flows really well and effortlessly, and all the energy you put in, and now you have this, right? To fix this problem is like it is to go deep. It is to look for answers where you don't expect to see answers. It is everything I was kind of like already talking about. And that's why that egg card is coming across to me like that in your reading. It's right. There's tons of geometric energy in here. There's the flower of life is in here. So there's a lot of answers. There's a lot of esoteric information that is available to you that you may not be tapping into. Again, I don't know what area of your life that is. I don't know. Now, what's the thing that you can't change? It's deep. You literally got the whale. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny, because the whale does talk about like going really, really deep here, going into a deep introspection. The only way you're going to get there is to go into this deep energy. It's kind of a bit too like maybe cracking the egg open to get to all the nutrients inside. Right? Like if you've never seen an egg before and you just come across one, you're just you're Aquarius, you're the Fool card, right? You're just fresh, new, what is this? And it's so lovely and so beautiful, and you put it in the nest and you think, okay, I've seen other animals guard the egg. I've seen them sit on the egg gently because they don't break it. Are they keeping the egg warm? So maybe I'll warm the egg. It's kind of like, no, you're meant to crack it open and get to all the good stuff inside there. It kind of reminds me of a Cadbury Easter egg, honestly. It reminds me a little bit like a Cadbury Easter egg. So that's fascinating. No, actually, even the symbols on there, like the Ukrainian eggs. Yeah. There's something deeper here. So, oh, well, okay, so that's also interesting, because the underline is the Starfish card. And the Starfish card can represent something kind of superficial and, you know, really, really pretty on the surface. But I also say, like, the Starfish is very different from one side to the other. Like, on this side, it can be a little more rough. It's got all of it. Again, it has kind of like, in its own way, these geometric shapes in patterns that are in here. But when you flip a starfish over, it's very different. It has all these like little fine filamental things that I guess it uses to feed itself and to crawl and move. There's something more here. There's something more to maybe a riddle in your life. Don't be afraid to go deep, and don't be afraid to look at things from a really unusual angle. Right? Like, I don't know, I keep getting that idea that if you've never seen an egg before, the first time you come across an egg, and it looks a lot like some of the strange rocks that you see down by the river, and you're thinking, wow, it's such a beautiful thing. I'm just going to hang on to it and look at it like this. I'm just going to look at the surface. The surface already isn't like easy to solve because it has all this geometry in it. But there's more, and you can't change that this is a very deep thing with the whale. You also can't change the fact that it might have something to do with your emotional connection to the answer. There may be an emotion here that's deep inside of you that you are trying to perhaps avoid. And I'm just gonna look at this on the surface. I don't want to look at the deeper. I don't want to feel this more deeply. So what the fuck is your problem? It is a golden egg. It's like, well, where's the goose that laid the golden eggs? Indeed, maybe. The Ace of Pentacles. It's making something real in the 3D. I mean, it could also symbolize too, it could symbolize like something here that has come to a conclusion with all of the rings, right? Like this has been cut off. So, I mean, obviously once it's cut off, that is no longer growing. Whether it's a branch or it's the tree itself, it's just no longer growing. That's it. It's just a stump there. There's something unusual about this egg for you. Like, especially with that Ace of Pentacles card, it feels like it could be, you know, maybe it's the last thing that was produced from something meaningful in your life. Like if there was a goose that laid golden eggs and that's the last one, and then you're hesitant to do anything with it, right? Well, it's like, well, that's the last one. I don't want to. There's a deeper meaning to some riddle going on in your life here. The Two of Cups, the Four of Cups, wow, and the Sun. I think the answer, okay, this is what is coming through here. It's kind of like the answer that you want something to be is your answer. I don't know. It comes across that it is the answer to which you seek, but you are looking for possibly to get confirmation about what the answer is in your life, you might be looking for it or looking at it from a very cerebral standpoint, like point of view, a very cerebral point of view, where this, again, well, you can't change the fact that this is something that is actually deep within you, is where this answer is going to be received. The snake is how you can fix it. I kind of feel like too, it's even allowing, maybe this is the energy that comes up out of you with the snake, all of this sacred geometry, because it's in you. The answer is in you. The answer is definitely within you here. It's sacred. It's even, I want to say, safe for you to explore in a deeper emotional sense. How can you fix this, the snake? The Ace of Cups. Well, there's the first step in going deep. The Hermit. The Ten of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. There's a cycle that I feel is meant for you to explore here. Now, again, I'm really picking up the whole idea that the cerebral aspect of you and then the heart space or the emotional aspect of your decision-making process are having two different approaches here. And you have done a lot of self-reflection. Now, where I'm going with this, though, is that there's an aspect of self-reflection here that it's almost like it avoids a tender spot. It avoids a tender spot. There's an aspect of your self-reflection here that avoids a tender spot. And this, I feel like this tender spot revolves around, it could be healing in groups, because the Hermit is a very isolated energy. It would make sense to me if it was with the Nine of Cups, because that's my card of emotional sovereignty, the Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups is when we come together with others and we build on happiness, joy, open and honest emotions. The Eight of Cups, I feel like there's something here that you're not being honest about. With yourself, though. There's something that you're not being honest about with yourself. It might also be like, even though you are in this very self-reflective energy, I also want to say, like, you're not being guided to go out there and share a lot about your own feelings around something. You are meant to perhaps even take the information that exists around you and allow that to be alchemized within yourself through your own process here. The Whale is what you can't change. So it doesn't matter how shallow you may want to swim in this. It is important that you go deep. That's the only way to find the answer. That's too much. That was like a quarter of the deck. Let's try that again. The Whale. The Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Strength card. Wow, funny too. Like, I feel like this is kind of giving me the feeling here where you can't change what other people do, how other people feel, or in what ways other people react. This is also calling upon you to have a very, how do I say it? It feels like it's important that you be the strong one right now, and you can't change that. So that might be tricky for you in some way here, that it's important that you be the strong one. So like other people, I don't want to say other people, but there's other energies here that to me feel like others. And you are struggling with possibly taking something, like something needs to be birthed here. You want something to be birthed, something to be physical, that it's actually here now and it's happening. What you can do to fix this is honestly I don't know, it feels like to walk away from possibly an investment that you've made with more than one person. Focus on the personal investment of yourself. You can't change that you might need to be the one here who's very strong in this situation, who shows the most courage and perseverance. And through all of that, I'm going to say that it supports what it is that you want in the physical to happen. That could be between you and one person in particular. The Moon, the Magician, and the Father of Cups. There's deep. There's something. Both the Snake card and the Golden Egg card both talk about. I haven't mentioned it yet, but they do both talk about like meditation and sort of like the subconscious mind. Now, with the Moon and the Magician and the Father of Cups, that really feels like it's leaning into that energy as well. I feel like there's something here that you want an answer to or you want to connect to. You can't do it in the physical, but you can do it emotionally more than anything here. It's kind of funny. It's the one thing that feels like it would be the easiest thing for you to do, but it's maybe the most guarded thing that you don't want to do. And again, though, I'm saying this is not an emotion that looks like you're meant to share openly with other people around you. I think it's something inside yourself here that you really have to allow to be felt and move through you. So just talking about that too, it kind of feels like your own emotional energy might be causing physical things to play out around you that are not, I wouldn't say sabotaging some type of new beginning that you're trying to get or trying to build, but it's creating things around you. It is creating things around you. Oh, Temperance, look at that. The Son of Wands and Temperance is like holding back our desires, our sense of will here, because you can't change the fact that you're the one that has to be the strong one. That's an element here that can't be changed. And you can't change the fact that I want to say maybe your emotions do need to be kind of like held back and unseen. Yeah. So that's what I have. It's a very energetic based reading for you. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, Aquarius, I'm going to ask what angelic energy could you, or is available to you right now? Actually, it's kind of like to help or to ask for strength, which is interesting because you do have that strength card here. And then what fairy energy is fucking around with you? So what angelic energy is kind of around you right now to support you? And then what fairy energy is kind of like fucking around, fucking around with you there? And that's what we got. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. The link to the extended is down in the description. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.